people will be there, but hello everyone. Hello.
Hey everyone.
I'm not surprised. Not nobody's in this live chat, but it's not about the viewership. It's about us getting together and then just talk about and recap and kind of I don't know catching up to what we have done or what we did in the past 2 weeks and how'd you guys do? What you guys do? Let's start with the professor since he had that diploma hanging on that wall.
Um, what is your question, David?
How was there blah, 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 blah. How'd you do? What you do in the past 2 weeks?
Well, I haven't been doing anything comic book related. Um, that's it. There was a convention in Berkeley a couple of days ago on Saturday, and I really wanted to go. Um, but first of all, there's nothing I want to get, and second of all, I still don't want to go to a place where contagion can spread. So I've been avoiding crowds still. Um, I don't mean to be alarmist or anything, but I just haven't been going to super spreader events. So I've been reading books, but I haven't been reading comics. So that's been my past couple weeks.
So what book did you read? What's the novel? What's the
I just finished reading Steinbeck's Grapes of Wrath, which was
Oh wow.
magnificent. And now I'm reading The Lost City and the Monkey God.
Monkey God? I think there was a book about that. Isn't it on DC?
Oh, I don't know if no, it's a true story. It's nonfiction.
All right.
It's about a story of an ancient village or ancient city in the Honduras.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Sounds
Anyway,
very boring. I'm sorry, Ron. But I mean, what do you expect from a professor? He likes to read books and still has a sexy voice, though. Um, Trust me, Ron. If you ever read me a book, I'll fall asleep like a baby. All right, Hazel Dan. How was you guys past 2 weeks? Did anything exciting?
There was a couple of books that came up for auction
that we didn't win.
that we didn't win. Um,
So nothing really.
yeah, so yeah, nothing. We didn't get anything. The Just been working and trying not to die from heat exhaustion. That's
It's
about
hot.
it. As hot here. Yeah.
All right. Well, I know Alex had a very busy week. Just in the past 2 weeks,
That's an understatement.
just in the 10 minutes that before we went live, we were talking about. He was just telling me. So, how's things with you, Alex?
Uh, they're as good as they can be at this challenging and arduous time. No, I've been relegated to yard duty lately, so I had to pick up the slack and
Oh.
been
He's gonna be the
doing.
new gardener. He's learning a new
Yeah,
trade, being a gardener.
yeah.
Um,
This is my new career, so no, nothing really. Just standing back, looking at the market, not really making any purchases right now. Just being cautious. Uh, like we talked about a little bit before we started
yeah.
the show, prices are kind of dropping across the board, and some things are stable, some things are going up, but just being careful. And I think I'm done with purchases for this year, and then I might take a peek at some stuff mid next year, something like that.
So you're not gonna be watching any book how they do or if it goes down.
Yeah, I'd rather
You
just
you're just done with comic for this year. You're not doing any peeking, right?
no, I'm just gonna stand back. Yeah.
Wow, interesting.
I
Interesting.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, like I believe you
Uh,
1%.
yeah, I don't. There's about a 10% chance of that happening. I think there's a chance, but it's real small. But yeah.
But something that Ron might find interesting, because you just finished Grapes of Wrath, so I thought I'd mention it here. I just started reading The Idiot by Dostoevsky.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so it's an interesting read. Yeah,
That's on my to read list, but it's kind of a hard one to go through.
yeah, it's like the context is pretty interesting, and just got through with the intro, so there's like 26 pages, but he was just basically giving
26 pages intro. That's
yeah.
not an intro. That's a chapter right there.
No, it's because it gives you like the religious context behind the book, and there's Dostoevsky was in Italy at the time that he wrote The Idiot, and that influenced his writing. So they're talking about the absence of Russian, like the Russian religious context or tone that his book would typically have. The absence of that, because he was in a different country at the time, and just the different things that were influencing his writing at the time, how it changed it a little bit. So it's pretty interesting. Before I haven't even started the book, but I'm more interested now.
God, I feel so.
You know, so when I go to the library and I get, you know, I borrow books for free. You know, they'll let you borrow that book as long as you want. You know, they'll automatically review it for you. And I tell you, every time I go to the library, I will go to the comic book section, the graphic novel section, and then I'll go to the novel section. And I've just lost my interest in comic books, at least for now. So I've been reading classic novels and, well, real life stuff. So anyway.
Well. I feel dumb because I'm in no level of what the hell you guys talking about. I think the last time I ever read a freaking novel was about decades ago, and that took me about a month and a half for a small little trade paperback about this thick. So you can kind of see my level of attention.
So that's what kind of happened to me. I only read a handful of novels in high school, and I didn't read that much in college. So I'm just trying to catch up.
How the hell you got the diploma on the wall if you only read so little and during college?
You got the textbooks.
I read textbooks. I didn't read novels.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't think I've read a novel in about 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time. Yeah, I used to read a lot.
It's
I read
fun.
a whole lot.
It's fun.
Not the last one I read. Do what?
Go ahead.
Oh no, what were y'all saying? Did somebody say something?
I just said
No.
it's fun.
Oh, it's fun. Okay, yeah. I've been wanting to read a book, but I just haven't been able to bring myself to do it.
Yeah.
I think once you start, you can roll on. That's what I found out because I hadn't picked up a book in a while, and I was like, oh, it's like a project, but it isn't really a project because you're doing it at your leisure.
Yeah.
You start off slow, just have a dictionary nearby. It takes time to get back into it. Like if I read a comic book, it takes me 15 minutes and I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's enjoying the pictures while I go along.
Damn.
But a book,
Yeah.
a book, it's kind of hard to go through because you're not so sure what you read, and then the words sometimes are not familiar to you.
There's illusions and subtext and all kinds of, but then it's fun to discover those things because then they reference different. We're not talking about books now. I hope I'm not taking away the time here, David.
No, because I think the last novel, or I don't know if they even consider a novel, was from John Grisham. He did the book called something about time. They also made a movie out of it with Samuel L. Jackson as a father. It's about a story about in somewhere in the southern state. The daughter was somehow being beaten by 3 white men and got thrown I mean, just thrown at a ditch, and she almost died.
Yeah,
And is it Once
I know
Upon
what
a
you're talking about. I read that
Is
one
it?
too.
Is it A Time to Kill?
A Time to
Yes,
Kill.
yeah, that's what is it Time to Kill? I think that's is it. That was the last book
No,
I read, and
I think it is A Time to Kill. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I read a few of his books. Yeah, they're definitely novels for sure. Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it was totally different because from what I read and what I saw in the
yeah,
movies, so for the book and the detail and the images that I have in my I was showing, going through my head. I was reading it. It was like so graphic, like God, And
yeah.
then I saw it on the movie. I was like, what? This is not even come close to what it was.
Yeah.
And I was kind of disappointed, but at the same time, they did touch the same bases of the trauma and the challenges that African American during the southern in the southern state would have to go through. So I mean, that was the last novel. I don't know when they came out. I think that was about 20 years ago. I think,
Yeah.
from my understanding.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie to a book that I've read, and the movie was better than the book.
Never.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
The author I really want to get to, he just recently passed away, is Cormac McCarthy. He's the guy that wrote No Country for Old Men and The Road.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
is
yeah.
creepy stuff. So I want to get into his novels.
Well, Comic Book Crackheads is the first book that really got me reading by night by Elie Wiesel, or is it Wiesel? Am I pronouncing it?
Yeah, I think I read that recently too. That's
Yeah.
about I want to say concentration camps or something like that.
Yeah. Anything about World War II, I only watch documentaries. So I mean, being biased or what, I mean, but this just movies and documentary. When it comes to war kind of thing, I just reading it. I don't know. I just can't focus. But documentary I can watch because there's pictures and things. But yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, I haven't read any comic books lately either. I think the only time I think the last book I ever opened was for that Spider-Man #7, just to see what the whole hype is about the Spider Boy, but that was pretty much it. Oh, also, along with Spider-Man ASM 26, Death of Kamala Khan, which I thought that was like, they killed her, I don't know. But
the comic book I want to read that I never had a chance to read was the God Loves, Man Kills. That's Chris Claremont, right? X-Men.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at that.
No. Is it recent, or is it something in the like Bronze Age?
Isn't it from the 80s?
I think it's
God
really
Loves, Man Kills.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
It's probably one of the better Chris Claremont X-Men stories.
It says 82.
82? Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta look into that now. I like his style of writing. I mean, from the X-Men, but the modern one that he started with, I think it's called Extreme X-Men. It just somehow does not have the same feel or the flow that he used to have with the X-Men run. So, that just going into topics, since we're talking about going back to comic book, is that have you guys been keeping track of what Miles Morales, the character, and in his first appearance has been doing in the market? I know CBA probably not. No. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing.
A
a
little.
little bit. We I think it's for like 9/8 for the Ultimate Fallout 4 for like the first print, anywhere from like maybe 1900 to 2100 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of around that, yeah. Like anything kind of in between that. But I think that's still it might go down a little bit more, but I don't see it going down a whole lot. I guess it's gone in half compared, like both the Djokovic and that one's gone down maybe close to half at its peak. Whenever it was at that 3,000 peak or whatever, it's kind of been cut in half, I suppose, but not really in half. Like,
oh,
but everything
it-
has.
So it feels like the speculation of the first character that involves with movie, release, or regardless if it's an animated or live action. It seems to me that the speculation market, or how the mentality of this as a collector, is not as impactful how it was 2 3 years ago. Going back to that, Ultimate Fallout, Across the Spider Verse came out about a month ago, and the first print before it came out, or when it was announced that it will come out. I mean, it was selling about $1,600 to $1,700 for 9.8, and now it has, due to the movie. I think there was some interest to new collector. I don't know, but it the highest it was sold was at what I think was 2,200. So there is that's the highest, but average we're looking at about 19 to $2,000. If you want to talk about GPA, but I don't have that, but it just in average I think is about 19 to $2,000 that is sold. So it has gradually went up $300. But the thing that really shocked me was I watch YouTube randomly, during before I go to sleep. I listened to some of the podcasts, and there was this Market Watch, and saying that Heritage actually had an auction for the Jerkovic, that incentive variant, that Ultimate Fallout, and it sold for, I believe, was 27,000. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't have any solid, I don't have a heritage account or anything to go by that, but I think it was a close to 27 to 30,000. And a year ago this book was selling for 37 to 41,000. Even with the movie, everything, I mean, it's
You know what's funny? Because I'm looking at watch count right now
yeah.
for the Ultimate Fallout 4, just the regular cover, and I'm seeing like there are sales for $2,300 and $2,400 that are completed, but
It's,
then
so
there
you
are
went up
sales.
another 300 within the 2 week period.
But then there are sales that were not completed because there were no bids for $1,700.
Interesting.
Isn't that kind of weird? Let's say.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel that auction can be a plus in a way where, as for me, if I'm bidding on something, if somebody overbids me, I'm like, how dare you? And knowing that there's another same book that's going to be ending in 12 hours, and I know my bid will be higher, but just still the fact that somebody overbid me, I would just go probably like $100 more just to win. I don't know, maybe because it's within that 30-minute period. I don't know, but it's just my mentality. That's why I stopped watching. I mean, wait, what's this great legend said? New Miles cover was eaten. Yeah, well, yes. But here's the thing. So you got the 25 Djerkovic, 125 9.8. People saying that this is really hard book to get a 9.8, but it's actually in the past 2 weeks, what I did was I realized that this book is not as rare as what everybody think. I think it's become rare or been scarce because just people are just holding on to them and not releasing them. And there was this one guy on Instagram. I think Hazel Dan, was it you or somebody in a group chat, show that this one guy had like 12 of 9.8 in that Djerkovic in his collection.
No.
It wasn't me, but I saw that video.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
saw that video, right? He was just flipping through, and it was just like 9.8, 9.8. It was like, so. With that said, it's not as scared, but it's just people are just holding on to that book. But this the one that really shocked me, is that there is that fresh print newsstand in a 9.8.
GPA, do you want us to look it up and see what it has on the census for it?
No, I don't do any of that. I just go by
We
what
have it, right? We can pull it up if you want to know the exact numbers on it.
Alex.
I can't. I just tried right now and I'm having trouble logging in. But
Right.
they've got it too.
Well,
Yeah.
let me know. But here's the thing that really shocked me is
We'll look
that
it up real quick.
in an
Yeah.
Ultimate Fallout number 4, Ultimate Fallout 4, anyway, newsstand sold for 40, I believe it was $41,000 for a newsstand.
You
Now,
could get a new Mercedes.
41,000 for a newsstand. I understand the whole thing about newsstand being hard to get a 9.8, that is really hard during the early 2000, that only places you could get those was at Barnes and Nobles, and there was another place that you could get it. But how insanely, or how like scares of this book to be, have somebody dropping $41,000 on a modern book where you can get the same cover, same thing for $2,000. I mean, this.
I don't understand that. I mean, to each his own. If it makes that person happy and they can afford to do that, that's that's kind of one thing. But I would never spend that kind of money on something for just because I wouldn't even pay more for a newsstand copy. I'd rather just have the regular copy and save $2,000. That's just me.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people.
That last one is the
Oh, so Great Legend. No, it's not that I don't have one. I sold my Djurkovic and I got the first print, but it just blows my mind that how that Djurkovic price has gone down. But the newsstand has gone up significantly, like from 20,000 to 41,000. It's like,
Hey, David, there's 180 copies in a 9.8 for the Djurkovic, 22 signature, and one restored. Is actually a restored copy.
9.8.
9.8, yeah. 9.6s, there's 249.
Wow.
9.4s, there's 154.
Just give me the total.
Yeah, the total's 700. The total's like 780. So that's the total, which is for a modern book. That's pretty rare, I would say.
so that Ultimate Fallout 4, when it was released, I'm assuming that they have to have at least about 100,000 print run. You think that would be fair to say?
Possibly.
And if you divide that by 25, you still have, that's about 4,000 print run on that Djurkovic. Am I doing the math right?
885 on the 1 in 25s.
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
So
I don't.
I mean, it's a lot. I mean.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. So let's say there was about 100,000 of those was printed,
Yeah.
right? And you divide that by 25, you got 4,000. Am I right? Am I doing it, or 25,000? I don't know. What's the math here? Jeez.
So what is it again?
100,000 divided by 25.
100,000 divided by 25. That'd be 4,000 or 4.
Yeah, divided by 25. So there's about 4,000 of those books.
Yeah. Yeah.
Approximately, could be less, could be more, but 4,000, out of that 4,000, you got close to about 900 is already graded, regardless what the grade is.
I would think most of the ones that are out there, I would think it would be graded by now. But
It's just, so I found out that this book is not a rare book. It's not a rare book. It's overly printed. I believe about 5-6 years ago, you could find it at Five Below. I know that somebody in Tennessee that lived in Tennessee did get about 5 of them, pulling out of a Five and Below, comic book, those grab bags, so
That's insane.
yeah, it's insane. I mean, now I think it was about a little less than a year ago. I think you could find those 1 out of 1,000, those Todd McFarlane or that Joe Buscema, those incentive variants at a Walmart pack, and people were just going crazy.
I don't go crazy at Walmart, David.
No, trust me, I did go to Walmart just to see,
Okay.
but but I did not buy any of them, and because they only had DC. But if they did have, I probably would have picked up one or two just to gamble to see what. But I mean, it's crazy to have a 1 out of 500, 1 out of 1,000 incentive variants in those Walmart packs. I mean, this diamond distribution, if whatever books they can, they would just sell or just give away or dump to a bigger chain of stores, and they would just put it in a bag because they don't know anything about comic books, right? Or they and I think even Alex, the comic hoarder, he went go and bought like about five, and he got like three of those big high ratio variants. So, I mean,
At Walmart.
yeah, in a Walmart. Yeah.
We
Because I
got a
have three
couple of-
Walmarts from driving distance from my home. They don't sell comics there.
Well, here in Washington, there's about three Walmart as well. There's only one place that sells comic book, but they only had DC. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So on my next haul, when I'm working on my next haul, and I got a few of them 1 out of 1,000, and I'm thinking, God, how special is that? Because fuck, a lot of people were finding it at Walmart value pack, and so I don't know. This to me right now, as for me, I haven't purchased any books for the past, geez, about 3 weeks, and I haven't really bought anything new release. There's only two pre-order I've done was the ASM foil and Hawk 181 foil. I bought two copies of those, so which comes out in I think in August and September, I think. But that's pretty much it. I mean, it's the comic book itself nowadays. I'm just like totally kind of I'm almost out the door. Like I don't think I'm gonna be buying any more books going forward throughout this whole year. You know, yeah,
I watch some of the comic book auctions from time to time. I see the numbers of viewership going down, and I try to see if there's something I'm interested in, but I don't typically find anything. It's more entertaining than something for me to buy. It's not exactly a great venue, and I do go on eBay from time to time, but I haven't bought anything about 3 or 4 weeks too.
yeah. I mean, I just don't have that. Like I want to get it. I mean, I still want to get DC Presents 26 first appearance of Teen Titans, but somehow I'm not pulling the trigger because I keep asking myself, how important are this character to me, and do I want it just because of the speculation that they might appear in James Gunn DCU universe? Is that the whole purpose of me getting it, or is it because I really like Starfire or
You know, like
Raven?
Starfire. Shut
Yeah.
up.
Do I really like these characters? And I always end up going, no, they're not the characters for me, and I keep catching myself that I'm just buying this for the speculation that this book might actually go up in price, and it would make me feel good that I bought it when it was low, So, wow, I mean, the chat is pretty live today. We're along with Great Legend and Comic Book Crackhead and Comics and Culture. So anyway, thank you guys for joining in on live show. This live show is not pre-recorded nor scripted. What was the thing that
auction?
Yeah, I mean, what was it? There was this one YouTuber. His name was Chris, and he always says something before he started his haul. It's like this is, oh God, and he passed away from cancer. Unfortunately, rest in peace, Chris. OMG, OMG, Chris.
Oh, Old Man Gamer.
Old Man Gamer,
Yeah.
yes, Old Man
Yeah,
Gamer.
yeah.
He always says that line, like, this is unscripted, on so and so and
Oh
so.
yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah,
He,
great guy. I miss him so very much. Oh, what is that?
OMG Chris, he sent us this a long time
And
ago.
Freedom.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
That's nice.
sent it to us. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's one of our. It's sentimental because he was such a sweet guy, such a cool guy. And we really enjoyed his videos, and so we chat with him every once in a while. And yeah, he knows we like all this stuff.
Yeah, I found we got the box there in a later.
Yeah. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. It's
Yeah.
a Thor bust. I think that's pretty cool. Since we're talking about OMG, I figured
Yeah.
I'd show that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was like a total like he's all into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, um, yeah. But he always had that scene before he started his haul or he started the video. This is on. God, I gotta go. I
I
think he
can't
did
remember
it.
either. I don't remember what he said. It's unscripted, unedited. I can't remember it now. It's
Yeah,
been so-
but it was so it was so
it was kind of funny too.
yeah, that was his MO, before he
Yeah,
started
yeah.
anything. And yeah, anyway, so that is our show, we just anything goes from here, it's not like any other show that which they have a topics, they have a market thing and so and so. This is
Anything?
just anything goes here, anything goes, I already have a thing where, it's 18 years and over, and this is not
Do you have the black bar and the little sensor thing?
No, I don't know how to do that. If you're gonna show anything that is that it should not be, I don't know how to censor them. So
What would be? I think it'd be pretty funny if you had like the little bleeper on there, like beep when someone says something. That's pretty amusing.
I'm not that tech savvy.
Yeah,
I'm just.
So
What was that?
With him and Freedom.
Yeah, freedom.
In the letter that he wrote us, he signed it like OMG or Chris and Freedom.
Yeah, he
Freedom
had
was
us
his pop, like the
pop
Braveheart.
Braveheart figure, and he called it freedom.
That's
He did videos with freedom.
That's
Yeah.
right. He
Yeah,
did that
yeah.
with the pop. Yeah, that's right. Freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, Mrs. I miss his video. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people has miss him very much dearly. So rest in peace, Chris. He's a really nice guy. I mean, people can say whatever about him, but he did have a character. He did have his own persona and thing, and he carried on regardless of what people said. I mean, I remember when his wife passed. I think it was just a heartbreaking for him, but people stayed and people left. But I mean, he was very happy with the people who stuck with him, and yeah. So rest in peace, Chris. We got Mark Walter in the house. This show is banned in 48 states. Yes, yes. Oh wait, I think right here, unscripted, unedited, take one only video. That's right. Thank you, great legend. That is a great saying. I just love it when he said it. He always had that, that hockey mask sometimes. So going back to speculation, I think this whole market is just selfish. That I think everybody's at this point where I think they're kind of fed up, like how this market is manipulated in certain ways, or it is not giving them. I don't know how would you say it. What is that?
It doesn't end up with return on investment. When
Intern, yes, thank you. So if somebody put in like a $500 in a month for new comic book day, whatever they buy. I mean, in overall, in time passes, their return in of investment is not coming back to me, and I think that's how the market is going. Before it's all about reading great, titles, great art, writer, but now it's all about, oh, how much money can I make if I get this now and pre-selling it, ordering it. So it's in a way sad because I was, I have to admit I was one of them. Selling it high and buying it low. Trying to speculate things. But now I'm over it. I'm pretty much done.
I think that speculation's kind of died down. One of the movies that everyone's anticipating is that Marvel's movie with Kamala Khan and Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel, whatever you want to call it. And I don't think those Ms. Marvel books are going up in price.
No.
Those Khan books.
No, I mean that Avenging Spider-Man, or was that her first being a Captain Marvel? That book is still selling under $200. Like, I think it was the last one 98. I think it was sold for like 179.
Wow.
I'm very and I trust me. I bought it when it was at high, so I'm kind of not happy. But I mean, it's just how it is.
That's just
Hold on to it.
What was that? What was that, Joel?
Has the first appearance of Craven, has that been going up since they announced the movie? Yeah, has the first appearance of Craven, has that gone up since they announced the movie?
Well, that's an
Craven?
old, that's like an early Silver Age. So I mean, I'm assuming that due to the condition, I'm sure that they would pay. But I mean, I know that Rhino has. Yeah, but I mean, what the story, who the character is, and how Sony betrays that he gets his power from a drip from a lion's blood.
Yeah,
I don't know how. And as for the Rhino, he inject himself to become a Rhino. I don't know, because they only show his arm turning in, having that scale and whatever.
yeah.
Like, do we really care about?
Right. I don't know if the speculation with villains goes up as well as speculation on superheroes' first appearance.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
even
know.
It did before. Yeah, I don't think it is
Even
anymore.
before,
Everything went
yes.
up before, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
honestly, I really don't care about Craven.
There's
I never
nothing wrong
did
with
care.
it.
Craven, I don't know. It seems like a very narcissist character. All I know is that he's trying to kill Spider-Man many times, but failed.
David, I'd give up a week's pay to see you in Craven's outfit. Can you dress up like that in Halloween?
I can do a pussycat version of it instead of the lion head.
Do it.
We're gonna hold you to that.
Wait a minute. Aren't
Pussycat
you?
hat and put it like a fur.
There you go.
Wait a minute, Ron. Aren't you retired though? I was gonna say a
Retired?
week's pay. Wait a minute.
Oh no, I'm not retired yet. I want to retire.
Okay.
Yes, Gomez. I think I'll just wait until it comes on Disney Plus. But yeah, I mean, do we really care about these characters? I mean, no. Did we ask for it? Well, I mean, why is this coming out? I mean,
It's the woke movement.
and
I'm gonna say it. Woke.
You know what's a cool comic book universe is The Boys. You ever heard of that? Garth Ennis. Garth Ennis is The Boys. It's a TV show on Amazon. It's had 3 seasons, and the 4th season's coming out. I hear nothing about that comic book, and it could be because the show is nothing like the comic book.
what show is this?
Yeah.
The Boys.
Oh, The Boy.
I haven't read it,
That's right.
but I haven't
We watched
watched
the first season.
it. Yeah.
Second season,
Second.
maybe?
Well,
was Garth
I
Ennis'
enjoy
thing,
the
right?
show. I enjoy the show. but it's not like I'm gonna spend $1,000 for first appearance of that.
Yeah, no,
Number
not
one
either.
of the boys. I mean, I enjoy it. I mean, I like the fact that it's very raw. I mean,
Very raunchy.
they don't hold back on
Oh
on
no.
slaughtering or slandering or it has no, how would you say it, oh god, I'm losing words to it.
No holds
There's
barred.
there's no agenda like how Marvel and so and so does, um so to me, I enjoy it, but I'm not gonna go buy their first issue number one.
I
First
think Marvel's
appearance of
just,
Homelander.
Yeah, first appearance of Homelander or whatever. I mean, it's just it's, it's to a point where even with the Marvels movie coming up in August, like they killed Kamala Khan. I mean, what they killed it, and the movie coming out in 3 months. I'm like, what the hell are they thinking? Because they want to make her not inhuman. They want to make her more of a what mutant now, because in the Disney show, in the Disney Plus show, they consider her as a mutant, not an inhuman, which is just completely goes against what the whole character was. And now I think from watching the preview, you got Spectrum, and you got Captain Marvel, and you got Miss Kamala Khan. Kind of their powers are just infused together. So whatever they do, that's like that's like why? I just don't understand it. So I mean, that's just my part of it, is that this whole speculation has just gone off the roof, and to me, like, I don't care anymore. So, and as maybe
and I
I
think
should just
Marvel's just trying to crank out as many movies and as many of their characters as they can, just to get people to buy the books and to get interest in it. And it's just a big cash cow, and they're just gonna suck it dry. They're just gonna do that till there's nothing left. I think till everybody's tired of it and burn out and nobody cares anymore.
Well, I don't think that. I mean, like, when's the last movie you really got excited about? Like,
oh,
Yeah.
I got excited for the movie Flash.
Oh my
knowing
god.
that
David.
knowing that Michael Keaton's going to be back as a Batman, which I saw that movie.
I haven't
David.
seen
It was a
it.
piece of
Don't say
shit.
anything.
It was a piece of shit, Ron. It was just
Okay. So now I have low expectations when I
yes.
see it.
Go with no expectation.
I think that was better. Yeah.
Oh my god! Like I said, Ron. Since you haven't watched that, I'm not going to say anything. But it was a piece of shit. But,
That's too
but
bad.
I can't believe that.
Natasha is the one that got me. That's
How
all.
is-
Nostalgia.
I'm just wondering how Urza Miller isn't in jail. That's all I'm thinking right now. My mind isn't even like going to the movie itself. I'm just
I think this is the first time ever where the star of the movie actually doesn't go to like promote the movie because you know, I mean he's the star of the movie.
he
Don't
was
you
too
think
busy
that-
burning all the evidence that would incriminate him.
It's
And I
dumb.
like Grant Gustin as the Flash. Like,
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't just use Grant Gustin.
Well, Mark Walter liked Flash. I mean, okay, Mark. I give you that. I mean, but to me, it was just to a point where
he was promoting
the only
it.
thing that I liked about the movie was Michael Keaton. That's it. That was it. That's all I'm gonna say. Everything else was a piece of shit. Except Michael Keaton. That's all I have to say.
Do you think it was a wasted opportunity?
Oh hell yeah!
Couldn't that have opened? Couldn't that have opened to Batman Beyond?
But I think this whole movie would have done better if they used a whole different Flash. They said, "Fuck this guy. We're bringing this guy." Why? Because he's in a whole. Because they're talking about multiverse here, right? Because he travels in multiverses, so he's like he's like another America Chavez. You know, can go in, run fast as he can, and go and travel to different, dimensions or universe. Why not use someone else and have this Miller guy died? I don't know. It's just wasted time, wasted money. It's just like I'm just really glad that I got to see Michael Keaton as a Batman once again.
I just wish they would have done a Michael Keaton Batman movie again.
I think Robert Pattinson is
No,
Batman.
I thought he was really good. Yeah, but like, it just would have been cool to see Michael Keaton as the whole, like, just do a Batman movie with Michael Keaton in it and have him be
Yeah.
so good. I would love to see
You
that.
you have to do Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
You could do it. Did you ever watch the animated series Batman Beyond?
Yes.
Yeah. That's,
And you know that how
where he was older and he was teaching the kid and all that kind of stuff.
yeah, it was one of those. It was, I think, one of the first episodes, if not the first episode, was him when he's too old and he gets in a fight and it's at a dock and the guys overpower him for the first time in that way where it's like a deadly situation and he resorts to the use of a gun for the first time or something like that. Like he actually grabs a gun to defend himself and then he comes to the realization that now I'm too old to do this job. And then it goes to him being an old man at his mansion. And then Terry McGinnis, somehow they get connected. And then he becomes the next Batman Beyond guy. So I was like, if they did that in live action.
Yeah. The whole thing is that the movie sucked.
Mhm.
I mean, that's it. The movie sucked. I mean,
But they need to do a thing with just Michael Keaton.
yeah, they should have just done it with
I heard the
Michael.
special effects was really, really good, though.
Who?
Just kidding.
Say
I said I heard the special effects were really, really good, though.
Oh yeah, it was like China made.
Top notch.
It was made in China. You kind of see.
Did you see Mark Walters' last comment?
I heard it was pretty awful.
Yes. The problem was the movie was already shot before Miller started screwing things up. It cost
Yeah.
so much to shoot.
Yeah.
Like, look, if the DC decided to shoot a whole movie about Batgirl with Michael Keaton, they decided, oh, you know what? This is a piece of shit. We're just gonna take a cut. We're just gonna take a loss and get a tax break. They should have done the same thing with Flash and do a whole rerun of it, because this movie actually hasn't done anything to do with the whole James Gunn, James Gunn reboot of the DCU.
Mhm.
It has nothing. I thought there would be something, but there was absolutely nothing.
they should shoot Batman Beyond, Dark Knight Returns, and Kingdom Come before Michael Keaton gets too old, because those are
That'd be
all old man Bruce Wayne
I
stories.
agree.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. I'll be back in a minute.
We got the Doom 143 in the house. Well, Batgirl called 1/3 as much to shoot as flat. Yeah, well, I 1/3 or 1/4, whatever it costs. I mean, they should have just. I don't know. It was just. I don't know. Go waste your money. Go waste your money, Ron. You can go watch it in the theater.
Is there a Batgirl movie coming out?
No, there was supposed to be.
Oh, there
Well,
was supposed to be. That's okay. It's kind of hard to do Batgirl right, though. You have to have the right story. And off the top of my head, I can't think of a good Batgirl story.
Well, there's one Death in the Family. They could lean into that.
Death in the Family. What is Batgirl doing in there?
Well, there was a link to Death in the Family where
Oh,
she
the
gets
Scott-
kidnapped by the Joker.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Is that one of it? Or which one was this?
You're talking about Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, Barbara Gordon. That's I
Okay.
mean, that's what everybody knows.
You mean Killing Joke?
No, this was before Killing Joke.
I don't know, David, what you're talking about.
This is the one that she's going on her own, and she fights the Joker's the mobs, right? And somehow she got captured, and she's bagged, and next thing you know, and she said, "Oh, supper is served," and
God, I don't know this one.
yeah, well, if you read Batgirl, I believe that was issue number 31. I just love that cover because he has her Batgirl, half Joker, half Batgirl kind of
Oh, this
thing.
is a Scott Snyder story.
Is it Scott Snyder?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I don't know what you. I don't know what.
I don't think this was. I think this is before the 52.
Oh,
No,
okay.
you're right. I think you're right. And anyway, Mark, if you are, I know you're the encyclopedia, but this is the part where she get captured by the Joker, and she get tied up, and at the last panel, Joker goes, he has a plate. He goes, dinner is supper is served, and that was it. And I was never got to read issue number 32 how it happened, but for mine. Yes, that's right. Comic book crackhead. Yes, it is the new 52. So that it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if Scott Snyder's the one that does the Batgirl, but it was all part of that new 52 run. But I thought it was a great issue that I read, and I just love that cover by. I think that was done by Baines, Banes, Ban. Oh, anyway, so yeah, but I mean, they can introduce her in that formal way where she's battling the Joker goon. Don't have to have the Joker come out, but do something like that and introduce the new Batman. And we make
Okay,
it.
so before New 52 and before Killing Joke, what is a good Batgirl story? I can't think of one.
No, me neither. Me neither. But but I mean, I guess you can kind of like a prequel to Killing Joke, which until she gets shot and later become Oracle, right? And you can introduce who's that? You got Barbara Gordon. Oh, you get Santana in that run before, right before the Killing Joke, and got the Wonder Woman.
Kind of hard to put into context Barbara Gordon because at first she's a librarian, then she becomes a congresswoman, then she gets paralyzed in Killing Joke and ends up in a wheelchair and becomes Oracle. So
Yeah, right there. You right there. Hey, what of a great story is that? Like a Cinderella story. A librarian turns to a politician, gets
no,
shot, and become.
no, thank you.
Oh man, I don't know. I'll watch it. She better than watching that Flash movie.
So who would you cast as Batgirl? I'm just curious now.
Oh
Don't
God.
tell me Alicia Silverstone because that was
No, that was bad. That was so bad. Batgirl. Oh man. I really liked how they cast the Supergirl in that movie Flash. I thought that
I
was
do
good.
like her. Yeah.
I did. I really liked her. I liked her in that Superwoman outfit. Um, I don't. You know what? I don't know. What? I mean, you have any idea who Batgirl can be?
Have to be someone in her late 20s, early 30s, someone athletic. I don't know.
Anyone could do it now.
Well, I mean, who's that girl that plays Wednesday?
Oh,
Oh,
Jenna.
Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about her?
Maybe. Yeah.
I was
You know,
thinking,
I think
No, I
she
won't.
was.
Well, Mark Watts says a Batgirl movie they scrapped was based on a more recent Batgirl book where she was like a teen influence. Yeah, there you go. We got that girl from Wednesday. I think she'll be good. She,
Girl
you
from
know,
Wednesday.
she's spunky. Character. Is all about selfies and things. I don't know. She's like 4 feet tall. I think not. I think she's like 4 feet 5. I don't know. I'm not good with actors and actresses, who would be good, but I would love one character that I would love to see is Black Cat.
I already sold it.
Yeah, Black Cat. Hey, I don't care how bad Sony makes this movie. I'll go watch it just for the sake of it. I just want to see what the uniform is going to be. How it's portrayed. I mean, yeah. Give me Black Cat, and you can have my money.
So who would you cast?
Be careful what you wish for, David, especially
would-
in this social climate.
Well, the thing is that I think I would cast that Rosario. Wow, what's her name?
Rosario
Dawson?
Dawson.
No.
Rosie O'Donnell.
No, not Rosie O'Donnell. She's too big. Hey, Ruth. Okay, she came in that movie with she played one of the a girlfriend of the one detective in True Detective. Something Dardario, something like that.
Rosario Dawson.
No, not Rosario. And she came as a daughter in the movie Sand with the Rock, where the city goes underwater.
What?
God.
You watch a lot of bad movies.
Yeah, I've been.
I got it.
Jeez.
Oh God, what was her name?
Alexandra Daddario.
Joe.
All
Isn't that like, I think that witches show, like Mayfield Witches or
Yeah, and there was another movie where she goes to a concert with her friends and takes a couple of someone hooks up with some of the band members and takes them to the house and start killing them. I forgot what we call it. Yeah, Alexandra Daddario. Thank you, Mark. Jesus, you're the man.
Alexandra Daddario. Okay, now I
Yeah.
gotta look that up.
Yeah, she'll be an awesome Black Cat, and I can see her all over whatever Tom Holland.
So what's the story behind Black Cat? Is she a thief like Catwoman too?
Yeah.
Doesn't she have some like weird magical powers that make Spider-Man lose his or something? Or
Yeah, it's
bad
called
luck, right? Or
It's
something.
called this. This is the
Yeah.
power that she has over Spider-Man. I'm sorry, Hazel. Dan. Yvonne, I'm very sorry, but I'm just. It is what it is. I mean, people are buying her book just to the fact that she does wear skimpy ass suit that shows half of her cleavage. But the thing is that, yeah, I mean, she. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. She was also in Baywatch.
No, she was not. Was she?
Yeah, she was.
isn't that Yasmin Bleed?
Is that still out?
Oh, the new watch? I don't know.
Yeah, the one with the Rock. They did Baywatch. She was in that. She was in that movie.
Okay, a movie. I was like, is that a show still?
No, it was
The Rock was in Baywatch.
yeah, Baywatch movie.
They had a new movie with what's his name from High School Musical.
Oh,
He also played Ted Bundy in that.
okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think don't you think she'll be a good Black Cat? I mean, she has the stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess if you
Hey,
pay,
Alex
them-
is thinking. Alex
Passport,
is thinking right now. Like, yeah.
She's got the passport, I suppose. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, she does have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
I don't watch enough new stuff that's coming out. I don't watch any of the new shows or a lot of the new movies. I avoid a lot of stuff now.
just seems
I'm
a
in the
little
Stone
much
Age.
Tom Holland, though.
Why do I do that?
Yeah.
Because there's usually an agenda behind something. It's never anything that's, or it's AI produced material now. Everything is like written by a computer. They give them like a criteria. Okay, write this. Then the movie comes out. It's a piece of crap.
Yeah.
I don't
what
watch
was
stuff
pretty
now.
cool was Chris Hemsworth in Extraction. There's an Extraction 1 and
Oh.
Extraction 2. That wasn't
Yeah,
too
by the Russo brothers. They were the
Yeah, it is by Russo brothers, actually. Yeah.
even Citadel was pretty good. They're also written by the Russo brothers. It was pretty good. I mean, those shows you can actually watch it on at your comfort of your home.
Yeah.
You know, but talking about AI, I think there was a thing where I think there it was a scenario was given to an AI saying, "All right, we go if you wanna have this world to be in peace, but you have to go to war, you have to do something. What would be the best scenario?" And the AI saying, because whoever's in charge to launch a nuke or to start a war, the AI said that you have to get rid of the people.
That's my AI Black Widow cover.
Wait, hold on.
I have
I'm
an AI app, and I just said Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow. That's AI generated.
Wow.
Interesting.
It doesn't quite look like her, but it resembles her, at least.
Ron, let me ask you something. Why do you need the AI to do something that we already seen Scarlett Johansson as a Black Widow?
No, I was just I was just messing around with the app. That's all.
Oh, okay. But anyway, going back to AI and saying that to resolve this having the problem is that you need to get rid of the people who's calling the shots. Then that way you won't have people, saying, "Oh, don't do this, don't do that." I was just and it was part of the military thing. I guess a project, and they realized that AI could actually be dangerous because
Whoa, you think?
Hazel
yeah,
Dad.
they finally figured out that AI could be dangerous because
Have you ever heard of
AI
Skynet?
decided you need to get rid of these freaking people who calling the shots. I'm like, hello, you could have told you that freaking long time ago.
Yeah.
It's-
Speaking of which, that diploma is signed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh.
Because
Oh,
when I graduated
sweet.
from the University of California, he was governor, so he gets.
Oh,
the
that's cool.
So I got my
$500
Terminator signature.
You got a
Oh, send it
signature.
to CGC. You might get a green label.
Yeah. I don't think so.
No, then it comes back a purple label.
Oh, purple. Is it restored? Did you trim the edges?
That's so ridiculous. Oh, man.
I don't want to go back to talk about grading because it's a subjective or thing, but man, CGC is getting a lot of craps, man. I mean, just
It's not a good business model for one thing.
no. I mean, there's just one. He's a presser. I think he sent about dozens of books to CGC, and he got like 8.5, 9.2, 9.4, 8.0, and I guess he resubmitted those books and he got like 9.6, 9.8, 9.6, 9.4. It's like it's so
I know it's
like
subjective, but I mean, these people like that's their job. You know, like if everybody was that crappy at their job, everybody would get fired.
Well, if you think
Like,
about it,
some kind of-
well, if you think about it, maybe they're purposely undergrading so that you will resubmit and they'll get more money from you.
I think that's what everybody was saying. Yeah, I was saying the same thing. I know Joe's been saying the same thing. You know,
I've been telling her that for years. She makes fun of me.
It's
yeah.
a scam.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it is.
Oh,
I think it's
talking
a
about scam. Talking about scam. Hey, did you guys hear that there's that new Magic the Gathering, Lord of the Ring collector's edition? There's a bounty on a 1 out of 1, the ring that Sauron had. It's a $2 million bounty. Is
Wow.
anybody who pulls that will be and there's some retailer wants it and there's a $2 million bounty on that card.
That's
But here's the thing. There's only two. There's a two type of pack that you only can get it from, and the chances of you getting that is 0.000001% of getting that card. So
Because I've got a golden ticket.
yeah, it's like a golden ticket. It's like yes, it's like Willy Wonka. You know, how much chocolate do you have to eat to get the damn golden ticket? So, so this weekend I went to Seattle and there was this comic book shop there. I think it's called the Golden Age Comic, and so I went there. And, hey, do you guys have that Magic the Gathering? The one that I could get that 1 out of 1, the ring card, and he's like, yeah, we do have it. How much is how much is it? It's like, you want the whole box or you want the pack? I'm like, well, let's start with a pack. And this guy quoted me $50. And he quoted me this. He said, "What? Because I know there's a $2 million bounty on a card." And he goes, "Well, just letting you know, the odds of you getting this card, that card is 0.00001%." I'm like, wow.
Let me ask you something. I've always wondered this about collectible baseball cards, and I never got into that stuff, the sports stuff, but I was always curious about it. There's these guys selling these sealed packs, like these, I don't know what they're called. They're like big. They're like a cardboard hard, you know. They sell those for like at auction and stuff. And hopefully you get like some crazy rookie card that's worth tens of thousands of dollars. But the packs are sold for what, like 5,000, and maybe there's a card in it that's worth 10.
Yeah.
It's like really, but then why would you sell that? Like these, part of me believes that these dealers re-shrink wrap these things. Is that just me thinking that?
No, back in the days, yes, there was a wax pack that actually people opened and they took out who if they got it and they would reseal it. But I don't know nowadays because now you have all this, you know, you can actually have the same type of sealant. But back then, yeah, for wax pack, it was easy for you to open and reseal it with a statue of glue, and nobody would know it. And yes, Mark, there is a chance. There is a
Dumb and
chance.
Dumber.
You have a chance of 0.00001% of getting that 1 out of. So spend your money wisely, Mark, because damn, I seen your hauls and you just have too many books, brother. Love your haul. But yeah, you're right. Going back to what Alex says, like,
Yeah, how do you know somebody doesn't have it already?
have what?
That card.
I don't know.
Like maybe some guy like me that doesn't know anything about Magic, and I just get a wild hair and I buy a couple of packs and I stock it in there and I have no idea what it is and I throw it in the recycle bin.
Well, I mean, didn't you guys all hear the story about one guy that was working at a printer shop who printed all these Pokemon rarity cards
Oh my God.
for this certain series, and this guy went to I think went to an LCS or card shop and trying to sell all that at one time. And so what the owner of the shop did was I guess he called that number and told the people like there's this one guy, he has all the rare cards he's trying to sell. So he end up so what he had is that guy who worked at a printer that who prints out all those Pokemon cards and the rarity, he took it.
Don't
He
say
took it out of
anything.
it. So whoever was buying those packs thinking that they'll get all these freaking rare cards, they're not gonna get it because this guy took it out before it was packed. So with that said, Joe, what you were saying is, yes, maybe that one guy that who owns, he might actually have that card and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm not. You have a 0.0000001% of
Yeah.
getting the card.
Yeah.
Even today, there is that one mega refractor of
Okay, David.
Who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT for football? He just retired. Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Yeah.
There's this one particular card that still has not surfaced. It's a 1/1 super refractor of Tom Brady's rookie card. That card alone is worth at least about, I'd say, $1 million.
No, we have that.
Nobody pulled it yet. That's the whole thing.
We
It's
have
just
that.
that. Oh, you have that one.
Yeah, we have it.
Okay. Well, the thing is that there's a bounty on it right now. I think there's $1 million on that thing. No, but the thing is that to order it for you to,
We don't have it. Yeah.
the thing is that for you to have that particular year in that brand, it's $1,000 per pack.
You know, off the top of my head, I can't think of a card that I would want to spend a lot of money on. I mean, the recent news out of San Francisco is the 49er quarterback Brock Purdy. That guy was exciting. I wouldn't mind having that rookie card. But other than
Too
that,
late now. You missed that boat, buddy. You should have
no,
got
I'm
that
just
long
saying.
ago.
No, I'm just saying. There's not a card off the top of my head that I could think of that I would want to spend that much money on,
Oh,
whether it's Pokemon or whatever.
hey, you guys want to do something fun? Because I was thinking about doing this as a part of my haul video, but I purchased a card. Okay, it's from Topps. It's called Topps now. It was a football, so it's a top 3 pick. It was Bryce Young, and I think it was C.J. Stroud, and I think it was Eli something. The top 3 draft pick. So they're quarterbacks, right? So top 3, and you pay $300, and you don't know who you're getting out of the 3.
Yeah.
But there is a chance that you could get 1/1, 1/5, 1/25, 1/50. I haven't opened up the packet. You think I should open it up on this live show today?
No,
Do it.
Do it.
don't.
Do it.
You
No.
got one. Alex, you're the
Tiebreaker.
yeah. You're the,
I don't know.
No, listen to him.
I'm the one left with the responsibility here.
well, because then you should have said yes or no before ahead of time.
Don't open it.
Great power comes great responsibility, Alex.
What? Open it?
Don't
Open it?
open it.
Okay, open it.
Open it.
I'll be right back, guys.
Oh man. You know, too many quarterbacks have been getting hurt. I mean, like, I guess the defense are so rough.
Well, they probably run too much now too.
That is true.
You need to have 4 quarterbacks in your roster just in case.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is the pack that came in.
I think the only card that I would spend big money on is a Charizard first edition.
A what?
A Charizard first edition.
Oh, hey, talking about Charizard.
What is that? Charizard.
It's the evolution of
It's a-
Charmander for
it's a dragon,
Pokemon.
it's a baby dragon that shoots fire. But they're saying that Disney came out with this new playing card, like Pokemon. I forgot what it called. It sounds like some Latin word. But that was supposed to somehow take over Pokemon in US but somehow I
right.
think they're being sued by this one company that saying that they took their idea and made it into their own. So, I have Disney shares and they're not doing really well, and I'm not happy.
Get out.
Well,
Get
no.
out, David.
So, wait a minute. So if Disney shares are low, that means you should buy
Liquidate.
some more because they're cheaper.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you, Ron. I'm just waiting for it to go down to probably $79 and buy more.
There you
What's
go.
that?
Okay, I'm gonna solo myself out. Okay, so I hope
Go
you guys
for it.
can watch this, but all right, so this is it. All right, tops now, and you have a chance to get. Oh gee. Okay, wait, hold on. I don't want you guys to know where I live, so I'm just gonna do this. So, can you see that? You say on card autograph number 299 or lower, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, or Will Levis on a two type. Yeah, so there's football. So here we go. Here we go. Who do you think I will get?
I don't know.
Who do you want?
I don't know. I would love to have Bryce Young for Carolina Panthers. All right, so it's in a top loader. It's been sealed. It's hand signed. Is a number to 199 or lower. Okay, so all right, so I can't see anything. Here we go. Here's the big thing. I got Bryce Young
Wow.
Nice.
out of 99. So no, so yeah, I got the base, but still, I think it's about $350. So I'm
Dang.
kind of broke even, but I'm
I
kind of
was just
sad.
I was just saying a lot of quarterbacks are getting hurt because the defenses are so ferocious nowadays.
Yeah,
Just
I mean this.
get hurt. I mean, he's a target now. You gotta imagine he's this number one quarterback. He better have that protection, otherwise he's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you guys follow football, he was the, I guess, was his first full year last year playing for Alabama, which they weren't able to win the Super Bowl. I mean, the national championship. But for a guy who played for, I don't know, 2 years with Alabama under that coach. Does have a lot of potential. A lot of people were saying that due to his size and things, but they're comparing him to probably, I don't know, who's that quarterback for Denver Broncos now. I don't know who. Yeah, Mark. It did come sealed like that, and like I say, it's just random. People will get. I know that some of this same card I think was number two. I believe was 99. Was asking for at least about close to about 800. I think. There's anyway. Yeah, Russell Wilson. Thank you. So there is a great potential because Panther does have a decent offensive line. They do have a great supporting cast that actually make him shine, and he's not a pocket passer. He is actually like Russell Wilson. He'll run. He does option. So I mean, I hope there's. I said if Seattle Seahawks had a number 5 overall draft pick, and I was kind of hoping that they would kind of trade in with some other team to get that and have him to be our quarterback. But unfortunately, they signed this veteran 3 years, 20 something $1 million. I mean, 20 something million a year. So, I mean, but yeah, Bryce Young. This is the player I wanted. I got it, but not in that low print run. I was kind of hoping that maybe 1 out of 25 or something like that. Which 1 out of 25 could probably get me about $2,000. But
Ooh.
so going back to Mark Walter, yeah, this came in like this, and I think I pay 300 plus tax with free shipping, so about 335.
Wow.
But I broke even because this, I'm just gonna hold on to it, see if he does really well, and then his rookie year, just sell it during mid season and probably make $100 or $200. I don't know, but yeah, so there it is, guys. I didn't get that freaking 1 out of 1, but I got the price.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. And if he's really if he ends up being really good, you'll do really well on that if he's really good. You'll do really, really well on that probably. So,
Yeah, I mean, I hope it doesn't turn out like the guy from San Francisco. Last year, the San Francisco, they traded up to get that guy. What's his name? Something.
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. Jesus, what a. God, that was a waste of freaking talent. But I mean,
Well,
yeah.
he barely played for North Dakota State, and I don't know why they got him. I mean, he barely played college ball because of the pandemic. So what were they thinking? I don't know. I mean, Jimmy G was one who picked up the slack until he got hurt.
Yeah, but look, Purdy came out. I mean, he's the last guy out of that whole draft.
Mr. Irrelevant. Can you believe that? That was exciting.
No, that was good.
He got that injury in the playoffs, but yeah, he was good.
Crackett, you know what, comic book Crackett, I hope he's nothing like freaking Murray, man. I mean, if it becomes anything like Russell Wilson, I'll be very happy. But if he's anything like Murray, oh God, I have to sell that.
Well, last year Murray's season was pretty bad, but he was doing okay. I thought he was pretty exciting. Last year was a dud for him, though.
Yeah, but he's not an accurate passer. That's the whole thing. I mean, I'm sorry, we're supposed to be talking about comic book, but I mean, talking about football, we can go on talking about football. I mean, Murray, the guy, he's not an accurate passer. I mean, yeah, he's a great speed runner. He can run the end, but I mean, when it comes to accuracy, Russell Wilson has that far way over passes Murray when it comes to accuracy when it comes to passing and being mobile.
Yeah.
What's that?
Murray, do you have the worst playoff performance in playoff history that one year?
Yeah.
I think it was the worst ever.
He's an exciting player. But I mean, he got the weapons that he needed, but still came out like last in their division.
Yeah.
In an NFC West is not an easy, but it's not a hard either. I mean, you got Seattle, you got San Francisco, you got Arizona, and you got Los Angeles Rams. Los Angeles Rams last year was a dud. I mean, they just have nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just waiting for next year. For this year to start to see what a quarterback can do, because we had a pretty good draft. We fill in a lot of holes.
You're talking about Seahawks, right?
Yeah, Seahawks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's your quarterback again?
What was that?
Who is your quarterback again? I don't even know.
Boy, he was the number one draft pick 10 years ago for
Geno
the
Smith?
Jets. Huh?
Was it Geno Smith?
Yeah, Geno Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been a backup quarterback for the past 8 years under Russell Wilson, and he finally got the chance, and he proved it by making it to the playoff, making the All Pros. He had close to 4,000 yard passing. I think he had over 25 touchdowns. His quarterback rating was way over 100. So if he can do the same what he did last year, along with the new addition weapons that he got, we might actually win this damn thing because a lot of people are saying that Seattle might be a sleeper to go to the Super Bowl for the NFC.
It's all about to go downhill, man. That was a freak season. That was a freak show. It's about to go downhill, man. I hate to break it to you.
Well, I don't know about Dallas. No, you Texans, you
No, I don't know
call
what's
you
gonna
Dallas
happen.
and you Texans. You know, don't even go there with that. I mean,
Yeah, I can't.
what happened to Dak? What is that?
Sure,
I mean,
I'm
he's getting paid what? He's getting paid over 200 million. You know, it's choked. He finally won one playoff game.
Yeah. No, these Texas football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like the Cowboys anyway.
No.
I don't like
No,
Taylor.
so who's your NFL team? Who's your NFL team, Joe?
Me? I like. Oh gosh, everybody's gonna hate my guts. I used to like the Patriots.
Oh,
And,
Patriots. Okay. Okay.
Patriots. And then now I hate them. And then
We like Tom Brady.
now I turned into like a Bucks fan. And now like I don't really have one because I hate the Cowboys. I don't like the Texans.
I don't hate the Cowboys, but they've just disappointed for a long time.
It just made me want to cry every year, man.
They do like lots of
Every year. Oh, Super Bowl. Oh, yeah. No. That's not gonna happen.
I don't know, man.
We're gonna perform better. Like,
I would hate to be in the AFC. I think AFC Central. I think where there's you got the Raiders.
Yeah.
You got the Denver. You got Chargers and Kansas City. Man, that's a tough division because you got all these great quarterbacks. You know.
Yeah, that's a really good division.
Yeah, I mean, talk about Patriots. The Doom 143. He named his son after Tom Brady. So, shout out to him. And shout out to Doom's son Brady for coming in third place in the golf tournament in that youth league. So, congrats. And I think Gomez, the comic collector, was actually in Hawaii, and he met up with Doom, and I think they had some. They get to meet up and have drinks and things like that. So yeah, Doom was actually one of the very first guy that I was following and watching, and got me into making my YouTube channel and do my first haul. No, Mark. Dallas is not awesome. They're just okay team. They're just overpriced okay team, Mark. You know, it's just be happy that you're in a division that it's really bad. Who you got? You got the Minnesota. No, wait. Who do you got in your division? You got Dallas. You got is it Chicago?
No, it's Dallas.
No.
New York Giants. The Washington Commanders.
See, that's how bad it is that we don't even know who's in your division, Mark.
Yeah.
wow.
Okay.
The Washington Redskins, but the Commanders now.
Yeah, Commanders. What is that? Commanders.
I don't know. They used to be the Redskins, but
I love the Redskins.
I love the Redskins.
Yeah.
it's
They're like this freaking sensitive people. Come on. It's like,
it's not like
God,
white people
there's
do,
no
but,
racism in freaking Redskins. It was the Redskin from ever since you guys was freaking born. You know?
Yeah.
Even Cleveland Indians. Like, what's wrong with Indians?
No,
Cleveland Indians. Come on.
Atlanta Braves,
Well,
yeah, I don't know. It's, but whatever. And then the Giants, the Washington Commanders, Cowboys, and the Eagles.
Oh, that's right. Eagles.
Oh, Eagles. Okay, you guys got the Eagles because they made the Super Bowl. But guess what?
I hate the
I
Eagles.
hate the
Eagles not gonna repeat what they did last year
Yeah.
because everybody figured them out already. Okay.
I hate the Eagles, man. Yeah.
No,
No, I
no.
can't stand that.
Worst,
Yeah,
worst fan base in
their fan base is
organization. Yeah.
atrocious. Yeah, they're rowdy, man.
I'm betting on Buffalo to actually make it this year.
No.
I don't know what happened to Buffalo.
Something about Buffalo, I don't know. If you really think about what happened last year, they got cheated because of that. What happened because of the shooting, whatever? They canceled one of the games because that's right, somebody almost passed away, so they canceled it, and they were supposed to make a makeup game, but they didn't because somehow due to the schedule, so they were one game down. They were supposed to get that freaking home field advantage, but who got it? Fucking Cincinnati got it, and they goddamn won the damn thing, and they won.
That is a great team, by the way, Cincinnati. They're pretty strong.
Oh, Joe Burrow? Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a great quarterback. Because of him, makes the team great. He's
Yeah.
like a fucking Joe Montana.
Every year. The referees gypped them out of it, but they should have won the Super Bowl that year. They won.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they had a bad call. Like the referees don't call anything the whole game, and then with like 3.2 nanoseconds, it's like this fan call out of nowhere, and it cost them the game. Yeah, that's one reason why I hate football sometimes. Yeah, I don't like the officiating very much.
yeah, but you gotta love the drama. You gotta love the drama. You
I
know?
hate it, man. Yeah, just be fair, man. Be honest and fair, and quick.
I love it. I love it. I don't care what you say, Joe, but I just love those missed calls and those fucked up referee calls, and knowing that they're getting paid under the table, saying, you know what, make this one call, I'll give you $1 million. I don't care what the turnaround, what the game result will be, but just make the damn call, stupid call, and just I'll give you $1 million and see what the outcome is. And I just love it. I just love it.
Yeah, NBA is worse than the NFL, I think.
The worst is like that Pittsburgh game, right?
Yeah, Pittsburgh and Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see that game back in the day? When the Pittsburgh Steelers played the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, we got our ass fucking handled by the refs. It's not the team.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it was the referee that freaking made that happen.
Yeah, worst thing I've ever seen in my life in any sport ever. It was horrible. It was
Yeah.
horrible. They got railroaded. Yeah.
No. I'm with you on that. I mean, I wasn't a Seattle fan back then, but just what I saw and what I've been hearing of, at the Super Bowl, they got their game given by the referees.
All of them made was a 14-point swing in the other direction because they took points away from Seattle, gave it to Pittsburgh, and things like that out in plus. So they actually literally took points away and added points. So it was a total of like a 14-point swing. Awful. It's so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Detroit as well when they could have made the Super Bowl, but because of the stupid call, they said that it was some pass. I don't know. It was Calvin Johnson. It was a play that he threw, and to somebody was a cop, but they say it wasn't a catch, which cost them the freaking game. And from then on, they was just piece of shit. It's like that's why I love NFL. I hate the NBA because this fucking NBA becomes a freaking all sissy boy freaking.
Yeah.
Look what LeBron has become. I mean, he won the Oscar for the freaking most. Nobody touches him, and he goes like this, and they gave him a foul.
If they didn't allow traveling, he wouldn't even have a career, man.
Yeah. He's 5-step traveling. Nobody calls. I mean, this dude is about 7 feet tall. I mean, 5-step.
Yeah.
It's just I mean, I grew up watching Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, and Michael Jordan came, and I was a big fan of him because nobody played like he did, and how he took over the game. But everybody's saying like, oh, LeBron is. So no. I'm sorry, guys.
Not even close.
If you want to know who the GOAT is, you gotta go with Michael Jordan. Magic Johnson, he had Akeem,
True.
not Akeem Olajuwon, but he had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar as his supporting cast. You know, who does Michael
Who's the
Jordan?
best point guard that ever lived?
Who?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan?
All that was Scottie Pippen. Really. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he had
Yeah,
Scottie
yeah.
Pippen.
Magic Johnson was the best point guard that ever lived, though. I think. Yeah. I don't think there's ever been a point guard than Magic Johnson.
You know what? Best point guard ever during his era. Oh, I don't.
I'm giving it to Magic.
But was it a point guard, or was he just a guard? Was he a point
He was
guard?
a point guard.
Yeah, he was just huge. He was a point guard. Yeah.
God.
Yeah. He averaged like 12. He averaged like 12 assists a game for his career or something crazy like that. Or yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Something like that.
I wasn't a huge Magic fan. I always liked Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for his baby hooks and stuff. What he did to that team. But yeah, I guess when it comes to best point guard during that era, during the 80s and 90s, I guess you see it.
This
Magic.
year is Chris Paul for this era, I think, or Steph Curry or Chris Paul for this era. Magic Johnson all time, I think. Yeah, there's been some great point guards. But yeah.
I'm sorry, Alex. We're talking about sports that you have no clues or no idea, that you just have that very serious Mario look on your face, saying, what the hell are you guys talking about? But yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry, that went way out.
I lost interest in comics. We kind of outgrew it. So talking about everything else.
Wait, hold on. Invite.
John Stockton, yeah.
Copy.
John Stockton's great.
Well, the thing is that Mark, if you're gonna come in, I'm just gonna put your. Oh wait, how do I? Wait, how do I? I can't send you the link because I don't know how to work this damn Apple computer.
What?
Hold on. Yeah, no, I got to do everything by phone. I'm sorry. Jeez.
So funny. New technology.
Yeah. At least you know how to get your muscles on to work.
Okay, and invite guest, copy, go to Instagram, find Mark Walter. Where are you, Mark Walters? Oh, there you are. All right, boom, paste, send. All right, sent. Like I said, we've been on live for the past little less than 2 hours, but we give it another 20-30 minutes. Okay, Mark, the link is sent to your Instagram page. So check your Instagram, and you can join us for the next 20-25 minutes. But if you're gonna talk about Dallas, I'm just gonna mute you because you're wrong. John Stockton. You know what? Can I say something about John Stockton? He's the head coach for Gonzaga, and kind of hoping that he would bring the whole championship to Gonzaga, which was his about Dallas. But you know what? He sucked. I'm sorry,
John Stockton's fun to watch, man. He's awesome.
Yes, I mean he was. You know what? Can I say something about John Stockton? Yeah, John Stockton.
Right?
Well, the only reason he was good because he had Moses. We had Karl Malone.
You almost said Moses Malone.
Yeah, I almost had Moses Malone. Karl Malone. What's up, Mark? How are you?
Now I ain't gonna sit here and let you talk about Dallas that way.
Okay, mute time.
Here we go.
I was gonna come in here and bust your chops and say I thought we were talking about comics. What is this? All this sports talk?
Like I said, if you watched our show earlier today, we'll start with one topic and we can go off track, and we'll talk about whatever comes in. I guess that whatever happens to be sport because me and my stupid opening of this mystery pack. And yeah, I
You
got
know,
the
Mark, I've often wondered what Dallas fans thought about Montana to Dwight Clark. What was that like for you guys?
Mm-mm.
I
We don't talk
can't.
about that here.
I can't say I
I'm sure that's like having an anal bead pulling out really fast.
Worse than anything you could possibly imagine. Yeah.
So Mark, so you like the movie Flash, huh?
Yeah,
I mean,
thought it was fun.
don't spoil it. Wait, before you say anything, don't spoil anything for Ron because he hasn't seen it, and I don't think he's gonna go see it in theater. He's probably gonna wait until it comes on HBO Max.
A couple years.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I mean, it's got its problems, but you know, when you compare that movie to the other DC movies that we got, it does a lot. It does a lot of things right that those other movies did not do.
Wait, what? Well, don't tell me the Suicide Squad that freaking James Gunn did. I mean, that was a piece of shit too. The only good thing came out of that Suicide Squad is that freaking what's that toilet bowl character?
Wait a minute. You didn't like the Suicide Squad either?
What, from James Gunn?
Yeah.
That was a piece of shit.
Oh my god.
I mean, it has some comical moments, yes, but if you really think about it, that movie was a crap.
Who's the toilet head? What you talked about?
The toilet bowl.
No, never mind.
John, whatever. What's the character?
It's not Cena, right?
John Cena. Yes, the one that he has the helmet, the toilet bowl.
You didn't like Peacemaker?
Well, that's the only good thing that came out of that whole movie was the Peacemaker.
I thought Polka Dot Man was pretty fun.
Yeah, but they killed him too early. Like I said, the comical part I really like, but the whole story point of it, I really sucked. And the only good thing that came out of it was that John Cena character. But if you really think about what DC has done all this year when it comes to DCEU with what James Gunn has done, I would still love to see the Snyderverse of what he had planned for that character for that universe. I mean, we bring Darkseid in, you know, and then, I mean, God, I was waiting for that, and they freaking just DC had to just freaking just say no. I mean, you had the all-star cast. I mean, excluding fucking Flash. I didn't like that character. I didn't like the Aquaman. Come on, you're not gonna have a Polynesian guy freaking playing Aquaman. You know, you can have Joel to play Aquaman, and that will be fitting. You know.
I liked Shazam for the DC movies. But what else has James Gunn done? Just the Suicide Squad or?
Yeah, he did that Suicide Squad.
For DC, yeah. Just
Well,
that
he also shot the pilot and I think the final episode of the Peacemaker series, and he wrote all those episodes of Peacemaker.
Yeah, like I said, that's the only thing good came out of that whole movie. Peacemaker, toilet bowl. You know, but what I'm saying is, I think Zack Snyder had a vision, and I think during that time, the executives for DC just would not. They didn't have go. Oh, come on! So you're saying that the Flash was better than freaking Justice League?
Yes, I'm saying that.
Okay, mute time. All right. No, what I mean. Okay, so when you're talking about Josh Whedon Zack Snyder, Josh Whedon Justice League, or you're talking about the Justice League, the Snyder Cut? Talking about the Snyder Cut.
Okay, I will talk about the Snyder Cut. I think the Snyder Cut is the exact same movie, just stretched out longer, and it has some slightly different plot elements, but it's essentially the same story. It's the same movie we already saw. It's just longer and a lot more slow motion, but it's basically the same movie. I will admit, David, it's better, It's better than the Joss Whedon version, but it's still the same story. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
but
it's
you
really
have
not
more
any different.
depth. Because of that extra hour and a half, you have more depth why this character did what they did.
I
Now,
agree.
so now you're saying Flash is better than the Snyder Cut?
No, I didn't say that. You
No,
asked
you
if
did
it was
say
better
that.
than you asked if it was better than Justice League. You didn't
Oh,
say
okay.
the Snyder Cut.
Okay.
So
my
yes,
bad.
I think it's better than Justice League. As far as the Snyder Cut, I'm not of the opinion that the Snyder Cut is some masterpiece. I think it's okay. But I think Flash is a pretty good movie too. I mean, now Flash has its problems, but considering
A problem. There was a lot of problem in that movie.
well, I'm hesitant to talk about it because I know certain people on here have not seen it yet, and I don't want to spoil it for them. And but all I can say is I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I don't know why you would hate it, other than it seems like you really hate Ezra Miller, which I
No,
totally
no. It's not about that. It was to a point where I was expecting this movie to be cleared of what has happened during the Snyderverse and start with the new gun era with the DCU. And
Well,
after
okay, wait a minute. Why did you expect it to have anything to do with the gun era? This movie was done 2 years ago, before James Gunn got hired for the job that he has. So why would this movie have anything to do with the gun era?
Well, the thing is that, from my understanding, was this movie was supposed to clear all slate as what has happened in the DCEU, and come up with.
I think you're reading into internet rumors. I think a lot of people speculated what it was going to be, and not knowing what it actually was. But I don't think this movie was ever intended to clear the slate. I think it was. I think one thing it does do is it opens up the window of possibilities to have other like multiverse things happen, like having other characters play parts that we've seen before. That's one thing it absolutely does. But I don't think it was ever meant to be like a doorway into the gun universe. I don't think it was ever intended to be that.
Well, that's what I went into, and I saw it even with the post credit, everything. Like, it doesn't do anything,
But it wasn't. But it wasn't.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but in when I went there with my expectation and
there was a lot of misinformation spread on the internet about what this movie was meant to be. It was never really meant to be anything other than a Flash movie story. And it was meant to be a way to open up the idea for the multiverse for DC, because they were facing the one problem that they were facing that they were trying to figure out how to correct was they knew Ben Affleck was not going to come back and play Batman again. So they wanted to open up the door so that they could have possibilities for other people playing Batman. And the movie absolutely does that. But that's all it was ever really intended to do. And I mean, when they made this movie, at the time when they made this movie, they thought Henry Cavill was going to play Superman again. That's how far back this movie was made. And
yeah,
so
I mean, it did get canceled many times. It did go back to 2 years.
It went through a lot of rewrites. It went through multiple directors. It took them, way longer to film it than they thought it was going to. But it's been that movie's had a lot of production problems. Like even before Ezra Miller started messing around and doing stupid shit, like that movie had problems, going back 2 or 3 years ago. So it's actually kind of a miracle that movie ever got made, based on all the problems it had.
I don't know. To me, it shouldn't have not been made. But the only reason that I went there is for my expectation that I just wanted to see how they're gonna clear this whole thing out. And second is because of Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton coming back as a Batman. Did
you like that part?
Fuck, I loved it.
Yeah.
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Yeah.
And then he always said, I am Batman. That's those two classic lines that what he did. It was just that and Supergirl in that outfit. Oh my god. Yeah.
I thought she was great. I wish there was more of her in it, but she's the little bits that she's in, I thought she was great.
She was awesome.
Yeah, she was good.
She was good.
I feel like that movie was maybe at one point a much bigger story, and it got cut down to a smaller, more self-contained story.
Wow. Well, if they do have a 4-hour movie version of it, I don't mind watching it because give me more Keaton, give me more Supergirl.
Yeah.
The director's cut.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything they cut out.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I know I've read everything and heard everything about what everybody said about the Batgirl movie, but I still kind of want to see that Batgirl movie just for the simple fact that Michael Keaton Batman is in that movie also. And it seems like a shame that we're not going to get a chance to see that. I mean, we were potentially going to have 2 movies with Michael Keaton Batman in them in the same year. And now we only have 1. And Flash is not doing very well in theaters. It actually had a 70% drop off in the second
On the
week.
second week, yeah. I saw I heard about that.
It's
Yeah.
going to be considered like one of the biggest flops of the year.
Yeah, because okay, Mark, don't you feel that they should have just got rid of Ezra Miller and used someone else to use as a Flash?
Listen, I don't disagree with the idea, but I know the reality of what it would take to do that and what it would cost for them to do that, and there's no way they could have done it. The only way they possibly could have done it is if they had done what Zack Snyder did when he shot that Army of the Dead movie, which is basically digitally replaced an actor. But the problem is, as you know, because you've seen the movie, Ezra Miller plays 2 roles in the movie. So you're not talking about replacing an actor in a scene. You're talking about having to reshoot him playing 2 roles in the same shot in several scenes throughout the movie. The logistics of that would have been a nightmare. There's no way they could have done it.
Well, I mean, regardless what they might have cost, I mean, it costing them like millions and hundreds of millions of dollars due to the fact that they used to stick with Ezra Miller, which has a bad PR. And I think a lot of people have not forgiven him for what he had done. And
yeah, but David, you got to remember something. The average moviegoer, I'm not talking about people like us. The average moviegoer.
Yeah, what's wrong with us?
The average moviegoer doesn't know what Ezra Miller did. They don't care. They just go to see a movie. They just want to check their brain at the door and be entertained for a couple hours. So we know what Ezra Miller did because we read the headlines, we keep up with the news. But the average person that goes to the movie theater every week, they probably don't know and they don't care. So I don't even think you can blame this on the controversy of Ezra Miller. I think, if anything, I think this is a sign that people are getting tired of superhero movies. I think people are just getting it's superhero fatigue. We've been hearing about this for years, but I think it's finally happening. I think people are just getting tired of superhero movies. Because I mean, if you can't get people to go to the movie theater to see Michael Keaton play Batman again, then people are tired of superhero movies.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the Guardians of the Galaxy, I mean, they did really well at.
That's a built-in audience. That's Marvel movies, the Marvel movie machine. That movie was going to make money no matter what. But look at Ant-Man. Ant-Man didn't do very well, and that's a built-in audience. I'm telling you, I think people are just getting worn out. You know, I mean, what's the next big superhero movie coming out? I'm not even thinking about Craven.
Marvels.
Yeah, the Marvels. The Marvels is probably it's probably not going to do very well. And I don't think it has anything to do with the characters that are in it. I'm just betting you that based on how Ant-Man performed and based on how Flash performed, I think the Marvels is probably going to have a pretty small opening weekend. So, I mean, listen.
I'm going to be there for Brie Larson.
Indiana Jones comes out this weekend, and Indiana Jones is on track to make maybe $70 million opening weekend. For an Indiana Jones movie, that's terrible. And you know, that right there, I think, is a sign of maybe people are just kind of getting tired of like sequels, reboots, superhero movies. I think they want something different. And I don't know. I've seen the Indiana Jones movie.
Black Cat.
It's not bad.
Black Cat.
Or Batgirl. I'd like to see Batgirl.
I wouldn't mind seeing Batgirl. Even if Batgirl's not that great of a movie, it's still got Michael Keaton Batman in it. So why not just put it on HBO Max and let everybody decide for themselves if they like it or not? The movie was apparently pretty much done. Here's the other thing about Batgirl. Not only does it have Michael Keaton Batman in it, the bad guy is Brendan Fraser, who just won an Oscar. Why would you not release that movie and just let people judge for themselves whether they like it or not? I mean, it seems like such a bonehead move to just scrap that movie after it's already.
And who made that decision?
What's that?
Who made that decision?
A guy named David Zaslav. He's the new CEO and president of Warner Brothers Pictures. He basically came in and said that he didn't think the movie was important, or there was a lot of rumors that flew around. Some people said the movie was considered unwatchable. That was never proven. But basically, this guy came in, took over Warner Brothers, started axing stuff left and right, and basically made the decision that Batgirl wasn't worth releasing because he didn't think it would make enough money for it to be profitable, which again does not make sense to me because the movie was done. They've already spent the money on it. Even if they released it and did no advertising, they're still going to make more money than what they would make if they just scrap it.
Yeah, go stream it. I'll watch it.
They should have put it on HBO Max. I mean, think about it. You'd have an original superhero movie on HBO Max with Michael Keaton Batman in it.
Yeah.
I mean, why not release that?
They should.
So I just don't understand it.
Well, what is there to understand? I mean, frick. I mean, Warner Brothers. I mean,
I would have watched.
they're thinking that I don't know. Fuck, what's his name? Who's the director? Who got his name again? James Gunn. You think that James Gunn is the savior for DCU, and for what he has done for Suicide Squad, I don't see that happening.
Well,
I mean, he did great with the Guardians of the Galaxy, which part 2 was a suck shit movie, but part 1 and part 3 I think was really well done.
Well, here's what you might not know, David.
He's gay?
James Gunn not only directed all 3 of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, he also produced and helped co-write a lot of the other Marvel movies that came out. He did a lot of ghostwriting on some of those other films. So he has, in some ways, kind of been the guiding voice for some of those Marvel movies from the last few years. So when DC was looking at hiring him, they weren't just basing it on the Suicide Squad or Guardians of the Galaxy. They were basing it on everything he was doing. And,
let me. I'm sorry to cut you off, but so what part of the MCU movie was it part of besides the Guardian of the Galaxy?
Oh, I mean, like every Marvel movie that's come out in the last 5 years, James Gunn he was writing behind the scenes on them.
There we go. And past 5 years, what did we get? We had
Infinity War, Endgame.
Wait, was that part 5 years ago? I thought that was like 6 years ago.
No, it was 2019.
Oh, really? Okay, well then.
But he was doing writing on those movies, and like there were times when like James Gunn, like he might even have directed some of the scenes in those movies like off the record. So he was doing a lot of things that more than just the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. But I think what happened was when Disney fired James Gunn because of the controversy. It was so stupid over the controversial treat bullshit.
That's something that he done like 7 years ago.
Oh, it was more than that. It was like 12 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And it was when he was nobody. It was when he was writing for Troma, the guys that did Toxic Avenger. He was a guy trying to make a name for himself, and he was trying to be controversial, and he was just making stupid jokes. And yes, they were stupid jokes, but who among us has not said some stupid shit when you were younger and when nobody knew who you were? Like, I mean, everybody does it. They were trying to make an example of him because of the old stuff he had said. And so, and what a lot of people forget about is when that happened, it was right after the whole incident with Roseanne Barr, when Roseanne got fired from her new series that was on ABC, which at the time was the top rated series on TV. People don't remember that. But when Roseanne had that reboot come on ABC, That was the #1 TV series on TV, and they fired her. And so after that happened, because Roseanne was conservative, I'm not trying to get political, but this is exactly why this happened. Roseanne was conservative. She was a Trump supporter. She gets fired from her TV show. So then a conservative journalist digs up the tweets that James Gunn did, and it was a double standard thing. It was like, well, you can't fire Roseanne and not fire this guy for what he said. So basically Disney caved and they fired James Gunn with the caveat. I think from my understanding, they told him behind the scenes, they said, hey, just wait for this to blow over and we'll sort it out. So in the meantime, James Gunn immediately gets hired by Warner Brothers to go make the Suicide Squad. And I promise you, when he was making the Suicide Squad is probably when they had the conversation of, hey, you want to come over here and take over DC Films? Because we don't know what the fuck we're doing. And so they probably made that deal before James Gunn came back to finish Guardians of the Galaxy 3. He had already written the screenplay for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And they were talking about bringing in another director to do it.
Right.
But all the cast members said they wouldn't do it unless James Gunn directed it. So what happens? A year or so goes by. Everybody forgets about all the controversial tweets. Disney rehires James Gunn. He finishes Guardians of the Galaxy 3. But I think he was, at that point, I think he was kind of like, I'm done with Disney and Marvel. I've said everything I want to say. You know, I'm going to go over here where I can get paid much better, have a much more high profile, job, have a lot of creative freedom. And so now he goes and he gets to take over DC. Now, do I think that James Gunn taking over DC is a good thing? I don't know. That remains to be seen. I'm not crazy about some of the decisions that he's made. When he made the announcement of saying that like Gal Gadot Wonder Woman and Henry Cavill Superman, that all that's over with. I think that's kind of stupid because, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I like Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Granted, that
Who doesn't
like
her?
That Wonder Woman sequel was not very good, but I don't think that's a reason to just get rid of her as Wonder Woman. Not to mention all the merchandising and other things that are already out there featuring her face. Why just do away with that? Why not do a couple more movies with her and, really kind of get the most out of that you could? And again, like Henry Cavill as Superman. I liked Henry Cavill as Superman.
I love Superman. Yeah,
I don't think
he's
they
my
should,
Superman.
Yeah, I don't think they should get rid of him. The one thing I did understand was Black Adam, because I enjoyed Black Adam as a movie. I thought it was fun. But from my understanding behind the scenes, The Rock had way too much control over what was happening. And I think that they saw I think they saw how much control he had, and it scared them. And they basically said, we can't do this. We can't make more movies with him. So
but anyway, that movie was a flop too. So they, from my understanding, they didn't make money.
It didn't make the money it needed to make.
Yeah. So
I thought it was a good
I think due to that, I think that was easier for them to say,
But oddly enough, I liked that movie. I thought that movie was fun.
I thought it was good. Yeah.
It actually did some things that I thought were really cool, but
Hawkman was awesome.
Oh man, he was
Dr.
badass.
Fate. I love Dr. Fate.
I'll never forget. So I hosted a screening of that movie in Dallas, and there's like 2 or 3 moments that really stand out on my mind. That first moment when Hawkman like lands and his wings open up, the audience went nuts. I mean, like everybody in the audience was cheering and they were standing up and clapping. Everybody thought it was so cool. And then when Dr. Fate shows up and does his thing, everybody was cheering. Everybody thought it was so cool. And that scene, the post-credit scene, just in case anybody hasn't seen it, I won't say what it is. But that post-credit scene when so-and-so shows up, I have never heard a movie theater that loud in my life. I mean, people were losing their minds. You couldn't even hear what was being said on the screen because people were reacting so strongly. And when I saw that, I thought, holy shit, this movie is going to do huge money. And then, of course, it comes out and nobody cares, So it's hard to tell, what's going to work when it comes to superhero movies.
Why do you think it failed? Or why do you think it wasn't I thought it
I
was a
think
good
I
movie.
think it failed because, for one thing, Black Adam isn't a superhero. It's kind of a hard sell because it's like, how do you sell this? Like, well, what is he? Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? If he's a good guy, then why is he so like, like stone faced and mean to everybody? If he's a bad guy, I mean, it was a hard sell for a character. And honestly, like, out of everybody that's in that movie, Dwayne Johnson is by far not the most interesting character in that movie. like Dr. Fate's really cool and Hawkman's really cool. Those other two JSA characters were kind of lame.
Yeah,
But
the Justice Society team was very weak. There's only like 4 or 5 members or something like that, and they should have had Captain Marvel or Shazam in the movie. If you're gonna have a Black Adam movie, you should have Shazam in there.
Yeah, well, and that kind of speaks to how I feel about Sony putting out these Spider-Man villain movies without Spider-Man in them. It's like, I like those villains because they're Spider-Man villains. I don't want to see those villains in a movie without Spider-Man. So
It's a standalone. It's a standalone villain movie. I mean, you got Venom, you had Morbius, you got Craven.
I like Venom, but I haven't seen Joker and I haven't seen Morbius because I'm just not interested.
No, don't watch it.
yeah, Morbius is not that great.
Don't watch it. You'll be more mad than anything. I was
I think
pissed.
Craven looks bad. I don't think it looks very good.
Even Venom is like, the first Venom was okay. Like, it was kind of like, it felt like a throwback to like a 1990s action movie or something. The second Venom is dog shit. I mean, like, it is, that movie was so terrible. I haven't wanted to walk out of a movie in a long time, but I wanted to walk out of that second Venom
That's
movie
too
because it was
bad.
so bad. I mean, people, that's also talking about like movie theater experiences, because that was one that we did an advanced screening of, and people were literally laughing at the movie, not with the movie, laughing at the movie because of how stupid it was. And
it was stupid.
But it made money. It made money, so Sony's just going to keep making them.
Yeah, they made money because those Chinese people don't know what they're. Look, Fast and Furious happens to be the #1 gross in China. It's like, why?
Why?
Venom was the number one Sony or Marvel related character movie in China. Why? And anyway, it's just to a point where it's stupid. My wife is saying, "Are you done yet, honey?"
I think Alex is done. I haven't seen him. He just disappeared.
He's taking a nap.
We were talking about sports, and he has no idea. I think our next segment on our next week, everybody pick a book and let's read a book. Let's see what we read. I mean, I think we had more people watching and listening during the time that we were talking about reading novels than actually comic books. So, yeah. Hey, Mark, I was kind of hoping that you would join us earlier, but I know you're very busy with what you do and things. So let me know. Our next live show will be in 2 weeks. So if you're free in the next 2 weeks, message me on Instagram. I'll send you the link. And
yeah, are you doing it on Tuesday? Every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday. I'm trying to do every Tuesday, but I might have to change it to Sunday because during summer, starting next month, I have to kind of see because the schedules, the days are longer. People are coming to the store longer. I don't know if I can get out of the store at 8. If anything, I might have to do later on Tuesday, which probably around maybe 9 o'clock. Is that okay with you guys? We'll keep the Tuesday. But just for that summer from July, August, September, if you guys are willing to do it sometime in Sunday morning or Sunday evening, let me know and we can kind of collaborate how the time is and we can go from there. Even today coming in was kind of like a struggle because customers are coming in, but I have to go because things has to be done. And I kind of felt for my employee that was there had to handle. So I have to kind of juggle things. But let's work on and I'll put we can put all. I don't know. Was Sunday work for you guys?
Yeah.
Sunday evening, yeah.
Yeah, Sunday evening or Sunday morning.
Evening.
Just not super early.
Yeah, nothing too early. I
Okay,
prefer
so-
I'm a late person, so I prefer evening. But yeah, sometime in the
Okay, so
afternoon or whatever.
okay. So what about you, Ron? Are you okay with Sunday evening?
Yeah, Sunday evening's okay with me.
I think Sunday evening. Yeah, we can on my day off, and we'll see. But like I said, let's play with this time clock because I kind of want to have this thing consistent. And like I said, I thank you all, you guys, trying to be in the part of the panel. I love you guys, and I just have fun. But it's just that my wife doesn't understand the whole importance why I do this, and she has her own idea. And I'm happy wife, happy life. So
My wife doesn't get it either.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
David,
my-
you need to get yourself a Hazel Dan situation, David. And
I
you need
know.
Hazel
No,
David.
I tried. I bribed her with a couple of comic books. I gave my what did I give? I gave her my Lost 23, the Adam Hughes variant. I gave her that, and it's like, oh look, it's a comic book. I gave her that. ASM present Black Cat, that one out of 50 that J. Scott Campbell signed book. And like, look how this is comic book. It makes money, but just somehow she's more into handbags, jewelries, and
Well,
cars.
you can send me those comic books, David. I'll love you forever.
Yeah, but we don't sleep
Well, my
together.
wife's into that too,
Sounds
but she
pretty
likes
more.
comic books also.
You have to earn it, Mark.
I know what that means.
So anyway,
I have to hate the Flash.
well,
Hey David, can I show you something I picked up over the weekend at a convention?
yeah, please.
So my buddy David Marquez, who worked on he was like, I think it was that first Miles Morales Spider-Man book that came out. I think it's called Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man. He was the guy that did all the art in those. So I got a Across the Spider-Verse movie poster. And I had Dave Marquez do a
no, more toward. Wait, hold on. Let me solo you out. Hold on.
yeah, maybe full screen.
There you
Okay.
go.
Oh,
I had
wow.
Dave Marquez do a Spider-Man sketch on the poster and everything. So
Nice.
so it's like it's a full-size theatrical one sheet, but I had him do that sketch on it. So yeah, I was kind of happy about that. So
All right, so that's gonna be our next giveaway on our live
no, it is not.
But anyway, Mark, thank you for joining in. I know it's been short. I know you have a lot of things to say, and I love your stories and stuff as well too. You got a lot of information and input that we all would love to hear. But 2 weeks from now, if you're able, I should send you the link and let me know if you can.
Yeah, I'm actually picking up some slabs next week, so I can show those on your next show.
Okay, perfect. So same time, same bat time, same bat day next week, Tuesday. All of you guys. Aloha, guys. Later.
Mahalo.
Right.
Mahalos, troops.